The final cut is a masterpiece.
But the first draft is a war zone. This is between the frames. Today, the villain who doesn't threaten, doesn't explain, and doesn't lose.
Welcome to Between the Frames, the series where we dissect the cinematic moments and characters that define our understanding of storytelling. We delve deep into the craft, the philosophy, and the sheer impact of film, exploring how these narratives shape our perceptions. Today, our focus narrows on a figure who has etched himself into the annals of cinematic terror, Anton Chigurh, from the Coen brothers' masterpiece, No Country for Old Men. He is a villain unlike any other, a force that operates beyond conventional morality, a man who embodies an unsettling, almost cosmic indifference.
He doesn't engage in the typical theatrics of a movie antagonist. There are no grand speeches, no elaborate schemes. Instead, he simply is a relentless, unyielding presence that moves through the world with a chilling, mechanical purpose.
The first time we see him, he's in a police station, hands cuffed behind his back, sitting calmly. A deputy stands nearby, making small talk, oblivious to the predator in his midst. The air is thick with unspoken tension.
The deputy turns his back, a fatal error born of complacency.
And Anton Chigurh, with swift, brutal efficiency, kills him. There is no weapon in the traditional sense, no struggle.
Just a cold, calculated act of violence, executed with surgical precision.
He then walks out, steals a car, and disappears into the vast, unforgiving expanse of West Texas. That moment, that chilling, silent act, marks the last time anyone is truly safe around him. It's a stark introduction to a character who operates on a different plane, a harbinger of chaos who leaves a trail of dread.
Anton Chigurh is not a typical movie villain. He doesn't monologue, doesn't revel in his cruelty.
Nor does he offer a tragic backstory to explain his motivations.
He doesn't explain his plans.
Because his plans are as simple and inevitable as gravity.
He simply exists like a force of nature.
Like a drought that parches the land, or a tornado that rips through a town, leaving destruction in its path. You don't reason with a tornado. You don't negotiate with a drought.
You hide from it. You brace for its impact. Chigurh embodies this terrifying, impersonal inevitability. He is not driven by greed, revenge, or ideology. His actions are not fueled by human emotions, but by an abstract, unyielding principle that he alone seems to comprehend. This detachment is what makes him so profoundly unsettling. He is a mirror reflecting our deepest fears about a universe that might not care. The philosophy. Chigurh lives by a code, but it's not a moral code, not one rooted in human ethics or societal norms. It's a cosmic one, a philosophy of fate and chance that he enforces with brutal conviction.
He believes in fate, not in a poetic, romanticized way, but in a literal, unyielding sense. For him, the universe has already decided, and he is merely the instrument of its will. The coin decides, heads, you live, tails, you die.
It's not personal. It's not even about him.
He's just the messenger, the impartial executor of a predetermined destiny.
This philosophy is perhaps best encapsulated in the iconic gas station scene,
a masterclass in tension and psychological terror.
He confronts a helpless clerk, forcing him to call a quaint task for his life.
The clerk, bewildered and terrified, calls it right.
He lives.
But Chigurh, with his characteristic chilling calm, delivers a line that cuts to the core of his worldview. The coin don't have no say. It's just you. This isn't a moment of mercy. It's a declaration of his absolute power, a demonstration that even when fate seems to spare someone, it is still his hand that delivers the verdict.
This is his philosophy. He doesn't kill because he's angry. He kills because that's what the universe, in his twisted interpretation, asked him to do.
He's just following orders from no one but the indifferent cosmos itself. He is a prophet of nihilism, a high priest of randomness, and his sermons are delivered with the cold, hard logic of a coin flip.
The magnetism. Why can't we look away from such a terrifying figure? What is it about Anton Chigurh that compels our gaze? First, Javier Bardem's performance is nothing short of mesmerizing. The haircut, a bizarre, almost comical bowl cut,
somehow amplifies his menace rather than diminishing it.
The voice, a low, gravelly monotone, never raises in volume,
yet carries an immense weight of authority and threat.
The way he never raises it, even when delivering the most chilling pronouncements, makes every word resonate with an unnerving power. The way he tilts his head slightly when someone speaks,
like he's genuinely curious about what they'll say before he inevitably kills them. is a subtle yet profoundly disturbing gesture.
It suggests a detached, almost scientific interest in human behavior, a clinical observation of his prey before the inevitable strike. Bardem doesn't play a villain.
He embodies an archetype, a force. Second, the weapon, a cattle stun gun.
Not a gun, not a knife, not a conventional instrument of human violence.
It's something industrial, something you'd use on animals.
This choice of weapon is brilliant in its simplicity and its implications. It makes every death feel clinical, devoid of passion.
It's not murder.
It's slaughter. The hiss of the compressed air, the sudden, brutal impact.
It all contributes to a sense of dehumanization, both for the victim and for Chigurh himself. He is not a man committing acts of violence.
He is a machine, an implement of death.
The stun gun is a symbol of his cold, utilitarian approach to existence. Third, his unstoppability.
He doesn't run. He doesn't panic. He just walks.
Slowly, deliberately, and everyone in his path dies. The men who hunt him die. The men who hire him die.
The men who try to outsmart him die.
He is not a character in a traditional narrative sense. He is a conclusion, an inevitable end. His relentless pursuit, his uncanny ability to appear where he is least expected, and his sheer resilience make him seem almost supernatural.
He survives impossible situations, shrugs off injuries that would fell lesser men, and continues his grim work with unwavering resolve. This unstoppability is terrifying because it suggests that there is no escape, no negotiation, no way to divert the path of this force of nature. He is the embodiment of an inescapable destiny, a walking, breathing manifestation of the phrase, "What's coming?" Crack. But even Anton Chigurh, this seemingly invincible force, has a flaw, a small one, almost invisible,
yet profoundly significant. He believes he's above chance, that he serves fate, but is not subject to it. The coin decides for others, but he is the one who flips it. He is the hand of God or something like God,
an agent of a higher, indifferent power.
He sees himself as the arbiter, the one who stands outside the random currents of the world. This hubris, this belief in his own exceptionalism, is his Achilles heel.
At the very end of the film, his carefully constructed world of cosmic order is shattered by a mundane, random event. He gets in a car accident.
It's random, unpredictable, utterly devoid of meaning or cosmic significance.
A teenage driver runs a red light and T-bones him. His arm is broken. He bleeds. He limps away, a mortal wound inflicted not by a worthy adversary, but by sheer, meaningless chance. For the first time, chance touched him, not as a tool he wields, but as a victim. He is brought low not by a hero,
but by the arbitrary chaos of everyday life.
He pays a boy for his shirt to make a sling, a moment of vulnerability that is jarringly human.
He walks into the night, diminished, wounded, and for the first time we realize he's not immortal.
He's just lucky. And luck, as the universe often reminds us, runs out. This moment is crucial because it humanizes him.
Not in a way that makes him sympathetic, but in a way that makes him even more terrifying. If even Chigurh is subject to random chance, what hope is there for us?
The mirror. What does Anton Chigurh reveal about us, the audience, and about the human condition itself? He reveals that we are terrified of randomness, of meaninglessness, of the idea that a coin flip could decide life or death. We crave order. We seek patterns. We desperately want the world to make sense.
We want villains to have reasons, however twisted, because reasons imply a logic, a system that can be understood, perhaps even defeated. We want justice to mean something.
Chigurh takes all of that away. He doesn't care about your reasons. He doesn't care about your innocence.
He only cares about the coin, the cold, hard arbiter of fate. And in that, he reflects something we don't want to see.
A truth that is deeply unsettling. The universe doesn't care either.
Bad things happen to good people for no reason.
The wrong person walks into the wrong room at the wrong time, and that's it.
There is no grand design, no cosmic justice, only the indifferent turning of the wheel of chance. The Coen brothers, with their characteristic blend of dark humor and profound existentialism,
made Chigurh to embody that terror, not evil with a motive, not a villain driven by understandable desires, just evil, random, inevitable, empty. He is the void staring back, the embodiment of a universe that is utterly indifferent to human suffering. In the novel, Cormac McCarthy, whose stark prose and unflinching gaze at the darker aspects of humanity inspired the film, writes, "You can't stop what's coming." This line perfectly encapsulates the essence of Anton Chigurh.
He is what's coming. He is the unstoppable tide.
the inevitable consequence, the random act of violence that cannot be reasoned with or escaped.
He walks slowly, deliberately, flipping a coin, and nothing you do, no plea, no fight, no act of defiance, will change it.
He is the ultimate expression of a world where order is an illusion, and chaos is the only true constant.
His legacy is not just one of fear, but of profound philosophical discomfort,
forcing us to confront the uncomfortable truths about fate, free will, and the terrifying indifference of the cosmos.
The best villains aren't obstacles,
they're mirrors, reflecting our deepest fears and anxieties back at us. Next time, Darth Vader, the most recognizable villain in history, and what's really under the mask. Join us again as we continue to explore the iconic figures that shape our cinematic landscape.
Subscribe and hit the playlist so you don't miss it.